Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. We are in the world of Silent Hill 2 yet again. And yeah, we're gonna keep on keeping on as we move on through this game. So when we left off, we were barely venturing into the town, more or less. I realized I left a health drink over here, so let me grab that. So we do have some enemies up and about the town now. You can hear them plopping around. I was trying to double check. Okay, so we got a couple of places that we can go to. Let's cut down Lindsay Street and go through Sanders, and if anything, we'll be heading towards Saul Street before we kick anything else off. Oh yeah, we got this tombstone over here. This is pretty innocuous, but we can't observe it. Something is written on it. Too bad I can't read it because the surface has been rubbed away. Remains a blank swamp. The blankers of land surrounding, I'm presuming that's what it says, is a monument was originally a swamp, but later filled. Something to go, blank, nicknamed Blood Swamp, because blank poured the waters to wash the, maybe extremities? I don't know what word would end in OLS in here. Anyway, perhaps it's blank, hat, blank, to have blank, the area. So, not very informative. Something about Blood Swamp. Just another kind of random factoid presented throughout the game. Let me just check the map here. Okay, so we're right by Cafe Texan. We're going to keep heading down this street. It might be blocked off, actually, but for the sake of checking, it never hurts. Cafe Texan. Wait, okay. Sorry, I get very turned around in this game, so I just want to make sure we are squared away. There might be a few health items down here. I might be dumb and I've already covered this area, but we'll see. Some of these shops right here. Oh, is this Gonzalez Mexican restaurant? Yeah. I'm glad the ethnic homies of my bloodline are up in Silent Hill. I'd fucking kill for a quesadilla. Alright. This looks to be... I thought there was a way to swing. Okay. Speed, fuel, core. Can't go in here, so let's keep on moving. Another health drink up here. This is the main incentive to explore the town pretty thoroughly. I'd say there is a wealth of materials that we can grab, and that especially extends to ammunition as we move on throughout the game. Okay, so we're coming down the end of Sanders Street. I gotta move this fucking mouse icon. Sorry about that. I noticed that in the first part as well. I just forget I'm emulating, and that's there. So, I think it's because I just alt-tab out the window or some shit, but I digress. Okay, we're coming up on Neely Street. So cool, this is pretty much the area I wanted to head in, so should be something coming up here. Just a wall. Okay. And it seems like that enemy, I don't know why I almost misspoke there, is predominantly projectile based, so as long as you can avoid the miss, you should be cool. But we do have this trailer up here we should check out. Alright, so we have another save icon. There's a memo line on the sofa. I wait at Bar Neely's. Cool. And this will mark Bar Neely's on our map there. I'll be sure to check that out. Copy it onto my own map. The little detail I like about the Silent Hill games is kind of the importance that maps play, in a sense that characters will, like in a diegetic sense, mark them up accordingly. Silent Hill 3 does that in a really cool way with a map drawn by a child, which I think is really interesting. So, but all seems very vague without providing the proper context. We're not here for Silent Hill 3, though. We're here for 2. And as such, we'll focus on it. So let's head up to Bar Neely's and see if there's any clues awaiting us there in regards to progression. So, okay. Also, we're right by Happy Burger, which is a food chain that has subsisted through, I believe, 1 through 3. I think Happy Burger might be in 4. I don't know. If someone knows, feel free to let me know in the comments. But we are at the corner of Neely's and Sanders. Bar Neely's is right here. Take a little sip of my beer here. Looks like we got a map. There's a map here. Cool. So just from this, we can presume that whomever else had this map had already explored the town within this area. There seems to be a progression line near Rosewater Park through the Woodside apartment, heading back to Cat Street. But we do have a question mark off of, is that Martin Street? What's the symbol at the end of Martin Street? Very intriguing indeed. So we'll just we'll check that out. And it seems like Woodside Apartment's a pretty poignant location that we'll have to visit as well. So we got that copied onto our map. Love this little bit of detail right here. There's a hole here. It's gone now. So holes will show up throughout the game. A lot of people have kind of hearkened this message as an allusion to Silent Hill 4 because traveling through holes is a big aspect of that game, and given its connections to 2, people kind of see that as a Easter egg. I don't know. I'm curious to ponder as to what it actually means. Obviously, everyone's perception of Silent Hill is kind of morphed in their own way as they come here. So, could this mean there was a dimensional hole a la Silent Hill 4? I heard some people say this is like a watering hole, like this used to be a bar, but it looks more retail just based off that counter. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep moving. All right. So we are going to head to Martin Street. Okay. Dead body over here. Can't inspect that. So something I'd like to point out, a lot of the models we'll come across in this game are basically James's model. You can kind of tell here, the green of the jacket, the shirt. If I can look at James. Can you face this way, bud? So yeah, it's very similar, because it is James's model, and that has some narrative purpose, so we'll kind of be on the lookout for that as we progress. But just a small detail to bring up. Am I heading the right way? I am not. Okay. So disorganized. So, ooh, that sounds pleasant. Just keep heading through here. I really like exploring the town in general. Enemies or not. There's usually not a whole lot going on outside of specified locations, but just kind of seeing how organic everything looks as we run back to Martin Street. Okay. Can't go through that gate. There is a help drink right here, though. Grab that shit. Thank you, James. I have a lot of alleyways near where I live that evoke the specific part of the game, and it always makes me think of Silent Hill, especially if I ever take night walks. But what do you know? So another model sharing James's clothes, and it looks like we have the apartment gate key, so cool. That will allow us to progress to the Woodside Apartments, and that's where we're gonna head to. Oh, fuck! That's where we're off to right now. I forgot that fucking thing scurries out from under the van. Yay. I've actually gotten a lot better about horror games in terms of not getting too spooked. I was usually pretty bad in regards to like watching horror movies. I think it's just the momentary and kind of auditory nature of like a lot of jump scares that fuck with me, but Silent Hill is more on a visually grotesque and disturbing level. And with that said, the sound design and some moments in this game still fucking make me jump, but stuff like Dead Space and Dead Space 2, while great horror games in their own rights, really don't kind of get my blood running cold or anything of the sort. I'm continually walking down Neely Street. I don't know why the fuck. I think I literally just turned back in the direction of it. Yeah, maybe I just want to go to Happy Burger. I don't know. But I guess that's kind of the point with this fog, the misdirection. Alright, cool. And I'm not going to wholly avoid combat, but it's not something we really need to focus on immensely, but, you know, whatever. So we're coming up on the gate we need to head to while these weird fucking cockroach bugs are pestering about. I think there might be a few items down here, but we will go check. Nope, just a wall. The door that wakes in darkness, opening into nightmares. Blood prints in the wall, maybe? The road is blocked, I can't go any further this way. So, curious. It's really the coolest thing I think about this franchise, is that it's really so accessible to character archetypes and introducing new characters. I'm always curious what the fuck everyone else is doing in Silent Hill. But alas, Homecoming and Downpour kind of, they were okay. They're not really great games, but I'll do a fucking playthrough of those two one day. I'm gonna spare myself for the time being. But yeah, we're at the Woodside Apartments. Let's head in. Okay. So first thing we want to do is grab this map over here. And we got quite a few rooms to check out. Grabbing the map's essential, as James will mark off locations that he's already visited, and it will indicate whether like a door's locked or busted. So this door is locked. It's too dark to read the map. Curious. Oh, we don't have a flashlight yet, so pretty good point. We should probably go see if we can acquire one somewhere. But I'll go into the map details, I guess, when we get there. Getting ahead of myself. And man, these hallways, dude, the lighting, the texturing. Woodside looks very fucking run down, and it gives me the big spookies. So both of these doors are locked. They're not broken, but they are locked. This is completely cemented off. I believe when we could check the map, that would be a room. But it's rather curious. Switch this camera around. This was the door I just came through. Okay. Huh, so we got a trash chute over here. Interesting. There's a trash chute. There's some kind of strange garbage stuck in the hole. Okay. Doesn't look like we can really do anything there at the moment, but it might be important to come back to. Door's busted. Oh, this one's not. Cool. Alright, so our first apartment room, and I love this shot. The framing is fucking phenomenal. There's so many camera angles in this game I'm a big fan of, but this one is just, it's up there for sure. So to observe, if you guys look at this clothing, I believe I had mentioned it beforehand. Oh, our map's working because we're in the light. Cool. Let's check our inventory. It is the exact clothing that Mary is wearing. So that's very peculiar, but an important detail to mark. But without further ado, let's grab this flashlight. And shit, we got a fucking enemy in here. Beat that ass, James. Oh, ow. That probably would have been a more terrifying encounter if I left the radio on, but I think you guys heard that. If you've really been out of shape about it, I'm sorry, but I'm not too plexed about it. But yeah, alright, cool. We have a flashlight. Help us navigate a bit. Mannequin parts everywhere, and it seems like this enemy as well. Again, kind of hypersexualized, just legs. Very curious indeed. But yeah, alright, anything else in here? Don't believe so. And let's keep exploring. Door won't open. Oh yeah, so now that we have the flashlight, I can kind of point out what I wanted to say about the map. So you'll notice rooms that are completely busted will kind of a squiggle through the door entry. But doors that are locked indicate that there is some way of opening them, more than likely via a key. So it's a nice indicator for players. It's a small detail, but I think it helps in the event that anybody gets lost. Seems like we got an enemy in here, so we should tread carefully. I think he's dead. Yeah? Okay. James is looking at something over here, so we got some handgun bullets. Cool. So we'll be getting a lot of those throughout the game. Dirty ass looking fucking bathroom. See my share of those. And James is poking his head something else. Cool. More handgun bullets, so. Nice indication that we might be strapping up here momentarily, but we shall see. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck down, dude. Alright, cool. Another bathroom, nothing to note in here. Even for small rooms like this closet space literally just holds the enemy, but the fact that it's accompanied with a different camera angle I think is really interesting. A lot of little effort in the presentation in front of things, so I always appreciate that. Nothing over here. Nope, nope, nope. Store open. Cool. I'm gonna go back in here and just double check. I'm pretty sure I got everything, but for OCD's sake. Alright, cool. So nice detail about the mannequin enemies. They will not move or attack until James approaches, so it's always kind of terrifying seeing one at the end of the hallway, just standing there, ominously. James fucking put the boot down, cool. Oh, shit. I need you to spray. Alright, cool. I'm gonna take this guy down. Oh, fuck. Alright, I think we took down all but one enemy, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. What up, homie? Ooh, get the fuck away from me. Let's use a health drink just for the hell of it. I'm going to be looking at this photo periodically for reasons, but we won't give up the gun on that. Not quite yet. So, is that all the... No, we still got to go check out the other 200 rooms coming up. Locked. Locked. What about this last door? And curious. Very curious. These bars kind of seem to have materialized out of nowhere, blocking off the hallway. It doesn't really make sense on a structural level, but it's kind of Silent Hill's MO, is fucking with people. And yeah, what room is this again? This is room 208. So room 208, you'll notice in most of the other rooms, it's been pretty silent. Not even like really much in the way of ambience. If I had the radio on, that more or less that would have been the only noise outside of the monster. But upon their defeat, it would have quieted. But the room looks pretty normal. Television, there's nothing unusual about it. It does have its own soundtrack though, which I find very interesting. Looks like there's a note we can analyze here. This note, it must have been from the person who lived here. 3 needles stand of 3 different heights. The fat, the tall, the thin. From slow to fast, they move to the right. Scott rests not on 3, but 15. Huh. So we have some names there, some allusion to time. It's very curious. What's this right here? What's this? Henry Mildred Scott. And it kind of looks like, I guess the insinuation would be markings of height for children. I don't know. I did that shit when I was growing up. But these seem to be kind of analogous to clock hands, which is very curious. And what do you know? There's a clock right here. So let's try moving this. There's writing on the clock. The scars from the past shall remove the nail that stops time. Will you push the clock? No matter how hard I push, it doesn't move. It's like it's stuck to the ground. Obviously, James isn't getting his fucking daily dose of creatine. It's not roiding up. So it looks like we'll have to do this in an alternative method. The clock is stopped at 5:14 and 15 seconds. The faceplate is closed, is locked. I can't touch the needles of the clock like this. So I presume we would need a key, maybe. Alright. So for right now, I'm going to go save, and then I think when we come back, we'll tackle the second floor of the Woodside apartment. I meant to set a timer for how long I was going to record these episodes. I'm trying to aim for like the 27, 30-minute mark, but I have not done so. So I could be well before it. I could not be. But for the sake of consistency, I think we'll end this once I can fucking find my way out of here. Here we are. All right, let's go hit that little red square and pick things up next time. Cool. Like always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.